Hello friends, welcome to Data Pandit. Today we are going to talk about Amazon QuickSight. Amazon QuickSight is a business intelligence service provided by Amazon Cloud. So it is a scalable, serverless, embeddable, and machine learning powered business intelligence service actually. So and it's built on the cloud. So QuickSight lets you easily create and publishes interactive business intelligence dashboards. You know that include machine learning powered insights. Okay. QuickSight is a serverless and it can automatically scale to tens of thousands of users without any infrastructure to manage or capacity to plan for it. And it is the first of the service where offer paper pricing was introduced. So whenever you use, you pay for it. Whenever your user or anyone uses the dashboard for a particular session, for that only you pay. Otherwise, you don't have to pay for it. Okay, so it's a business intelligence service. Let's talk about the what is the conceptual flow behind the Amazon QuickSight. So data is ingested from many more sources, and data is prepared for analysis, and then finally the data set is getting created, and then the analysis is shared with other people, and then they are going to examine those that analysis, and they are going to finally they are going to create the visualization graphs and all, bar chart. So the dashboard would be created and dashboard would be shared to the business people, you know so this is the whole picture. So this is start from the bottom left corner, and then up, and then this analysis and share dashboard, and then decision making would be easier, quick insights. So that's when the name is Amazon QuickSight. Okay. Now, so let's talk about few theory part. What are how we are prepare the data. So data preparation is the process where we transform the data for particular analysis. So to do that, so what is the sorry before that what we will talk about what is the agenda, what we are going to do. What we are going to do is we are going to connect the Amazon Redshift uh, with the Amazon QuickSight. So Amazon QuickSight would be using the data which is placed in the Amazon Redshift data warehouse. We are going to connect it, establish the connectivity, and we are using those data to create dashboard and all. Okay, and this is we are going to do an hands-on exercise after this theory part. Okay, so let's little quickly talk about few terminologies and few theory part. So I was talking about the data preparation for analysis. So this is the first step is to prepare the data is filtering out all those records which we don't need. Okay, and we are going to focus on only particular number of records or particular number of data area where our use case lies. Okay, then you can rename the fields so that business people can understand easily. And then other thing is changing the data type so that they are maybe in terms of processing they are very fast and they are easily understood. And then we have to apply some calculations. We can add on few fields, and we're going to summarize aggregation and everything that we do. And then finally we could query the database, right? So to do this, how Amazon QuickSight is different from other engines, right? Other query engines or other business intelligence services which are available in the contemporary market today. So because this Amazon QuickSight has a Spice engine, so Spice is a very comes with a very uh, very super. It's a super fast parallel and in memory calculation engine. Okay, so it does so many things in memory, and it serves the query agent when it is it is fired at it. So whenever the any query advanced calculation with the lots of data or with the lots of tables and data sets, and this spice engine would be very very faster. Okay, so this is because of that, the query processing and analysis, dashboard preparation is going to be very very fast. And then there is a data visualization. So data visualization is the graphical representation of data. So whenever we have completed our analysis of particular data, so we need to represent the data in the visual form. That's where that is called data visualization, so that the business people can quickly do the business insights from the graphical representation or chart representation. So we can make them more attractive and more, using different filters, colors, adding parameters, controls, and custom click actions, and more. So I was talking about custom click actions. So what is that? So many times what happens is, business user or business people, decision maker wants to know about the weekly sales. I mean, whenever the weekly sales drops, below the some threshold level, let's say 75 million k pound, right? No, 75 million pound. So if that threshold is goes below that, then there will be a notification sent to him, his mobile, right? So that he can quickly check, so, and could do, prepare the decision for the next week, right? So that kind of, custom built and, useful, you know mm, useful, notification can be sent through, Amazon QuickSight. Okay, then so this is a machine learning powered. Okay, so machine learning insights also can be derived from Amazon QuickSight data analysis and, dashboard processing. So many times in the machine learning datasets, we need to identify the outlier, and anomaly detection we have to do, and then there are statistical calculations for a, different algorithm. So that also can be done as part of Amazon QuickSight analysis process, right? So yeah, you know, then there is a dashboard is created finally, to share with the people. Okay, that this is all about theory part, and let's go about the hands-on lab. What we are going to do is we are going to create a Amazon Redshift cluster, and then from Amazon QuickSight we are going to log into that, get the data from there, and doing some dashboarding. Okay. Now, just quickly go into the Amazon Management Console. So I have clicked on. I am already logged in, in Amazon Management Console. So you need to go to the Amazon Redshift. That would be there in the analytics domain. Okay, Amazon Redshift. So you need to click here, and that will take you to the Amazon Redshift dashboard. Okay, so this is our dashboard. So let's see what is there in the dashboard. So nothing in the dashboard. So first we need to create the cluster. So go ahead and create the cluster. So I'm going to take the free trial version. This is the name of the Redshift cluster. One is the name of the cluster, and I'm going to take the free trial. Okay. So there are some pricing options, and I'm not going to touch upon those. And I need to. So this is the database configuration. Okay. So my database would be, there will be admin, user, and password. Right? So my user is database user. I'm not going to change it, and I'm going to give the password. Okay. So I have done the password things, and then create cluster. So this process would take a little while. Okay. So meantime, this red shift cluster one is going to be created in North Virginia. Okay, US East one region. So it would take a while. And meanwhile, what we can do is we can go and see how our Amazon Redshift looks like. Okay. Sorry, Amazon QuickSight looks like. So whenever you go to the Amazon QuickSight, so how we can go to the Amazon QuickSight is you still go to the analytics part and domain, and go to the QuickSight. So there will be a different service altogether it's coming on, and you need to prepare the login credential separately. So this is my account actually. So this is my AWS Management Console account, and within that you have to prepare create one another login for QuickSight separately. Okay. Then let's see, I mean, what is there in that. Then let's go to the manage QuickSight. So let's see what is there. Okay. So because I have already created, so I am logged in with this username, and this is my email admin as a role. And okay, so I have created. Okay, last active I was in 6th of June, 1 o'clock. Okay, now you see the subscription how it is. I'm done the auto renewal off, and my 86 days is running the remaining rate. So it comes with a 90 days trial session. So within 90 days you can use, and then this is going to be expired. Otherwise, you need to upgrade it. So see, uh, there is an edition. Standard is there. Then you can upgrade to the enterprise edition and all. Okay. Now, now you go to the spice capacity. What is the spice capacity? My spice capacity is going to be 1 GB, total spice capacity, and my usage is currently 14.47 MB. Okay. So you can purchase more capacity, and account settings is this, and security and permissions. So QuickSight, the free tier, which can access Amazon Redshift, Amazon RDS can be linked with IAM role and Amazon S3, Amazon Athena, or Amazon S3 storage analytics. Okay, and IoT devices, the message streaming coming from IoT device, analytic devices also can be linked and integrated with the QuickSight. Okay, and the mobile settings. So I was talking about the notification service, right? So this is how we could, use the mobile settings so that anything can be sent. Okay. So now let's come back to the home page of this. Let's go to the Redshift dashboard. So how or Redshift, this is getting created. Okay. So still it is in modifying state. So still it is getting created. It did not create it. Okay. Go to the cluster and see where is what of them. So still it is creating. Okay. So let's do one thing. We can do one more thing is uh, let me go to the IAM, not VPC. So let's talk about the connectivity part of it. Whenever a QuickSight, going to be connected with the Redshift. So what is it is going, we should have some process, right, to have access between two AWS services. So what is going to do is this Redshift is going to be created in one of the cluster VPC. Okay, so let's see. I mean, my Redshift cluster is getting already created and it's up and running. Okay, so let's see where it has been created. Okay, go to the properties section. Now you would see that network and security settings. So my VPC security group is coming in as Z52 ESC 151. Okay, and what we are going to do is we are going to change this VPC security group. So let's talk. Let's go to the VPC. Let's go over here. Just clicked on the Amazon network and security setting, and just click on the VPC security group. Okay. So this is the VPC security group. Let's see how many security group we have currently. So I think that there is one only. Okay, and if you have to create many more, then you need to go to the VPC dashboard. Okay, so let's go to the VPC dashboard and okay. So this is virtual private cloud. So my Redshift cluster would be in the this virtual private cloud. Okay. So now if you scroll down, so there is an option of security groups. So I have a security group. So I have already created one security group for Amazon QuickSight access. Okay. So what you need to do is whenever you create the security group, you need to go ahead and go here and click on create security group. Then it will ask for the name of the security group. Okay. And then let's see name of the, so you need to give the name as a Amazon QuickSight security group. Okay, same name. Okay, then the same description, and you need to give the same VPC whichever your Redshift cluster is getting referenced. Okay, see this one, you note down this one, and while creating the security group you need to mention all that. Okay, then you need to define the rules, right? So I'm not going to create just now because I have already created this. So I'm going to cancel this, and what I am going to tell you is, see, and then, so there is an inbound rule we need to define. So inbound rule I have defined as a type as Redshift, protocol as a TCP, okay, and port range is 5439 because my database would be in 5439. If you go to the Amazon Redshift cluster and see the database configuration, then my database configuration is a development database, and then port would be 5439, and user is AWS user. Okay, so if you go to the Amazon QuickSight, access security group, and then what you need to do is you go to the edit inbound role and mention it. Okay, so you can there will be a Redshift type, okay, in this drop down, and then you need to specify TCP as a protocol, and port range is 5439, and source is custom, and then you need to give the this IPv4 address. Okay, so how would you get this address? Okay, so this address is a region address for North Virginia, US East one. Okay, for a different version and for to access the QuickSight, so there are different addresses are there. Okay, so using that we need to get the we need to provide that address. It depends on which region you are going to create your cluster. Okay, and the security group. Now, so because I already, this is the North Virginia, okay. So I have already done. So what I'm going to do is now, so go to the Redshift, and then I'm going to refer this security group, okay. Amazon QuickSight access, okay. SG this one, 89A. So let me go ahead and edit this portion, network and security settings for Amazon Redshift cluster. Okay, so I'm going to edit it, and let me see where is my VPC security group. VPC security group is this one, and I'm going to take this one. I'm going to uncheck this one. So let's see. So I have assigned this Redshift cluster. Okay. I'm going to save it, and probably it may be taking some time for Redshift cluster to be modified. Okay. So let's go ahead and see how it is. I refreshed it and see whether it is available or not. Yeah, it is available, and my um, let's see. I mean, what is there in the network and security section? Okay. So my VPC security group has been come as a SC, 89A. So this is same as this one, set access. So we have established the connectivity. Okay. Now, now what we are going to do is we need to you know make it publicly accessible. So what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead with the EC2 services. So I'm going to look at the compute section. In compute domain, I have EC2 as a service, and within that I have elastic IP. So whenever you need the IP address which is public from the cloud, you need to create the elastic IP address. So you go ahead and create the elastic IP address, allocate it. So I got this 54.196.106.55. This is the IP address, public IP address, which is used to connect to the VPC management, to connect the this Redshift cluster. Okay. So what you are going to do is you need to go to the edit publicly accessible. You need to enable it so that can be accessed, and you need to give the public address. Okay, and then you need to save the. So my Redshift cluster is going to be modified now. I think it is already done now. Yeah, it is already done now. So now refresh it and see what is going to happen. Now, okay. So see, I'm just refreshed it, and I'm going to go into the properties sections to make sure that everything has been assigned properly. So in database configuration, I don't have to say anything. In network and security group, there is an so there is a VPC security group which is already there, and publicly accessible. I have to enable it, right? So I think, yeah, Redshift cluster is being modified currently. Okay, so earlier it was not assigned because oops. Probably I did not click properly, something like that. Okay. So it is getting modified. While it's getting modified, what we are going to do is we are going to access the go to the QuickSight dashboard. So this is how my dashboard looks like. What we are going to do is we are going to click on new analysis, and in new analysis I am going to create a new data set, and how I am going to create new data set. It can create a data set from any file from my machine, and or probably while connecting to a Salesforce or connecting to S3 bucket, okay, and Athena, RDS, Redshift, Aurora, right? So these are the native AWS applications. I can connect to these applications and get the data from these services, and also the external services like MySQL, PostgreSQL, and Oracle SQL Server. In fact, Spark, and I can connect Spark engine and get the data for my analysis. GitHub even, right? Twitter, Jira, so these services, we can access from QuickSight and get the. So now what we are going to do is currently we are going to go ahead with the Redshift, right? So let me see where are we in Redshift cluster. So this is available. So what we can do is just go ahead and click on the. We are going to establish the connection between Redshift and QuickSight. Okay. So go to the service and give the name of let's say category, because category is one of the table inside this one. Okay. So go and see in query editor. So there was an I think there was some database. So I think there was an, let me see if AWS user, let me connect. So development is the database, okay. So within that there is a table called query. Okay? These are the tables within that database, okay. So this is my data warehouse, which has these many tables. Amazon Redshift data warehouse. Okay. Now go again, and what was the, yeah, I was talking about a category as a table. Okay. So cluster ID. So my cluster is Redshift cluster, and this I have username as AWS user, password to give. Okay. So now I need to click on create data source. Okay. So I think it is connected. Okay. So my all the data source has come, and then what I need to do is I can use custom SQL, or I can edit or preview data. Okay. So I can click on custom SQL. Okay, and I can click preview data. So both are there actually. So I can use the two query mode. My data set in custom SQL, or maybe I can give you any name, MySQL or whatever, MySQL analysis or whichever. So this I can give name, and then I can do the direct query. Okay, I can do the select all from category, okay, and just apply this, and my query result is getting generated over here. This is the name of the column. So okay, so data source category Redshift. Okay, so this is how it is. Easy it is, and I can query archive. Okay, see, this is coming. And now fields, excluded fields and all. Okay, and I can make use of spice as well, right? Direct query or spice. Okay, so let's, okay, and then I'll close this, and what I'm going to do is I would go to the save and visualize. Let's do the visualization part first. Okay, see. Okay, now you know So what we are going to do is we could take any fields from here. Okay, category ID, and create the nice visualization. So this is how it is: concert, shows, sports, right? And y-axis, and this is group. Okay, measures. Sports is round number round five, shows is down three, and concert is down three. Okay, group. So category name, if I want to take, then there will be another nice within that, sports, classical, jazz, MLB, So what is this chart is, this is horizontal bar chart actually. So if I going to create the donut chart, then there will be a difference. So this is very useful. Don't so all out 11, then sports is, how many? Five sports, concert is three, and shows are three. Okay, 27% is. So these kind of different visual types, right? We could create. So depending upon the requirement, depending on the use case, right? So we could create a Sankey diagram. There are many things actually. So yeah, this is how we can connect and use this. Okay, and my Redshift cluster I can query from here as well. And QuickSight, where is that? So this is how how we do analysis in using QuickSight and connecting to the Redshift. So with that, thank you so much. Please subscribe my channel, and you can share this with your friends and known people so that benefit about this information. Thank you so much.